Warning, Hebrews Toys Reviews is not intended for children. It is for adult collectors and people over the age of 18.
Hello everybody, Hebrews77 here for Hebrews Toy Reviews, and today we will be reviewing Masters Universe Origins Buzz-Off. Now me and Buzz-Off have a long history together, and we will get down to that history today as we will be reviewing the Masters Universe toy line, Masters Universe Origins version of Buzz-Off, but I will go into detail about my past history with Buzz-Off. Buzz-Off. Sounds like a dirty, sort of like, never mind. Anyway, a dirty insult? I think that's where I was going with that. On with the review! So here is Masters Universe Origins Buzz-Off, still in the package. And boy does he look marvelous. He actually looks how I remembered him looking as a child. As you can see, the name Buzz-Off is spelled with a little dash in between his name, which is pretty cool. He is referred to as Heroic Spy in the Sky. And let's see here, I have a Stratos figure. Oh, my Stratos figure is called Winged Warrior. Interesting. Anyway, so you can see him in the package, much like I said I did when I was a kid. The original, that is. You turn around the package, and it shows you basically how to insert his wings, spread the wings, and he's got his little axe there, and of course it shows other figures from the 2022 toy line, which I have the Sorceress, and of course Buzz-Off, and of course Stratos and Jitsu, which I will review in the near future. And over here, up here, it has some beautiful artwork. Buzz-Off, as he's flying away from battle? I'm not sure. But there's a little quote up here that says, "Leader of Eternia's bee people, the..." oh boy. "The Andrenids, Buzz-Off uses his insect vision to keep an eye on Skeletor's evil plans." As you can see, you know, here's Skeletor, Evil Lyn, and Beastman sort of like shaking their fist at him. And he's flying over the top. "Zzz, I'll get you next time, Skeletor." Zzz. Anyway, so yeah, there you have it. Apparently the name of the bee people is the Adrenids, if I'm saying that correctly. I seen the cartoon not too long ago, the original series and the 2000X series, but I don't remember what the race of the bees were called, so I guess you learn something new every day. Here is Buzz-Off out of the package, and let me tell you, that was a bit of a struggle. I had to use a knife and wiggle around some rubber bands and so forth and so on. Anyway, so you have Buzz-Off, his weapon, which resembles very much his original weapon, a comic book called Challenge of Jitsu, which looks like a very interesting comic book. I will put that to the side for now. And apparently instructions on his removable parts. So we'll put that over there as well. As we look at our action figure here, you can see Buzz-Off very much resembles his original counterpart, which I, you know, why not get straight into comparison time here? As you can see, they are about the same, with the only real difference being the helmets, as the Masters of the Universe Origins figure has antennas on his helmets And even though the original does, the antennas are not as long as the antennas for the Origins figure. And of course this one has more fadeaway, is more faded than this one. I mean, he is over 30 years old. And both figures to me look really sharp. And a real quick story here. When I was a little child and I first got this figure, I was playing with him in the back seat of my grandparents' car on a road trip one time. You know, as little kids like to take their toys on road trips. He was one of the particular toys I had at the time that I took on the road trip. And it was during the summertime, so a sweat bee had gotten into the back seat of the car and for some reason was attracted to my action figure. I don't know if they recognized their own kind or if it was the colors. Can bees see colors? They say that they can. But anyway, it was attracted to this action figure and kept landing on it constantly. Now, as a kid, I wasn't afraid of things like bees or wasps or, you know, hornets or anything like that. So I actually played with the bee with my Buzz-Off figure. He interacted with him quite well, actually. And so, yeah, there's your little interesting story that I like sharing with you. And here is the original weapon, which when you compare the two weapons, the real difference is, well, none actually, except for maybe this handle on the Origins figure is maybe a little thicker. But, yeah, you pretty much have the same thing, except, of course, the Origins figures are more posable. You can see on the back here, he's got the wings, which expand outward and fold inward, and actually you can expand the wings even further and put them up this way. One thing I always found interesting about these wings is they sort of have like electrical circuits on the back, and I always wondered, does Buzz-Off need sort of like a computer interface in order to operate his wings? Is there a motor on the back of Buzz-Off of some kind that helps him fly? Does his entire tribe have all this technology? Where did the technology come from, if that is the case? Yes, thoughts that I have when I'm left alone staring at my ceiling and the power goes out. So, anyway, let's back the camera up here a little bit. There we go. His movable parts include his legs, which with all MOTU Origin figures legs, they are now bendable, so he can get down on one knee and propose. Even the feet, down here at the feet, they move as well. And the arms are also very flexible. Move them up and down in every which way but loose. Well, no, that's not true. You can actually move them loose. He can scratch his chin if he has an idea. There's just all kinds of things you can do with the new Buzz-Off figure. And, you know, the other thing is, I never quite understood why Buzz-Off came with a weapon. I mean, he really is a weapon of his own. He's got the claws. He can come swoop down and grab people. He can pinch people. I don't understand why they didn't give him a stinger. Well, I do understand, but I don't understand. Like, you know, that should have been his weapon. Like maybe something with a stinger on it, like a gun with a stinger that zapped rays, you know, that stung people. I think that would have been somehow more appropriate than an axe. Have you ever seen a bee use an axe? Maybe killer bees, but I've never really seen a bee actually use an axe. So, a very unusual weapon for a bee, indeed. So one more noticeable difference, as I put the weapons in the Buzz-Off's hands, is that the original Buzz-Off has a closed claw, and the Masters Universe Origins Buzz-Off, both of his claws are wide open. Now these weapons, the only way you can actually fit them on the figure's hands, or claws, I should say, is you put the loop around the claw. They will not stay in the claws themselves. I mean, they kind of hang in there, sort of like that, but other than that, I mean, I really don't see any practical use for these weapons whatsoever. Never did, even as a little kid. And actually, the helmets themselves, I mean, you can put the helmets, you know, in the cartoon, he uses his helmet to put over his eyes to sort of like have a almost like binoculars, if you will, but not quite binoculars, kind of like bee vision, I guess it were. But that's really, if you look at the original Buzz-Off, his kind of look like Mickey Mouse ears. I'm noticing that now, not so much this one, but yeah, well, maybe Mickey Mouse ears with points over the top. But yeah, so they both look like they took a trip down to Disney World and got the Mickey Mouse ears. Well, other than just the general overall look at the figure, how do I like the figure? I think he's awesome. I think he's a really good replacement for the original, and I've always liked Buzz-Off. So I give this figure top tier billing in my opinion. And well, that's really all I have to say about this figure. And so I will see you in the next review. Well, there you have it. That's all the buzz on Buzz-Off. It's what everyone's buzzing about. Speaking of buzzing, I gotta buzz on out of here because that ends today's toy review. I hope you enjoyed today's review, and if you enjoyed today's review and more reviews just like this, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell if you feel lucky. Well, do you, punk? Just kidding. Anyway, until next time, remember, knowing isn't just half the battle, it's the whole damn war. I'll see you next time.